I mean, we can just wait.
No.
We can just wait till tomorrow. I mean, I'll be
Yeah.
here. You know.
Okay, sir. They can't release you till you give them your first and last name and your birthday.
Okay, mate.
When you're in custody, you can't access your phone.
See him in the morning then. Thanks for trying anyway.
Of course, Judge, not a problem.
I'll be here. I'll try in the morning again.
Your Honor, this is the Spanish interpreter.
Yes. Hi,
It's
how are
not-
you?
Good, how are you? Happy 4th of July.
Yes.
The list does not indicate any Spanish speakers, but I don't know if that's been verified.
Want to verify it with them? If the jail can tell us we don't have any Spanish speakers, if they're listening, I'd appreciate that. We could let the interpreter go.
We don't have any Spanish speakers, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. You can be released then. Thanks.
Thank you, bye-bye.
Your Honor, Oliver Raymond and then Romo Jesus are currently unavailable.
Okay, who?
Is there any way you can continue them?
Zeus Romo then? Okay, I need a copy of this.
Yeah. And Oliver Raymond.
Just make a copy of it for me. Okay, we'll move them both to the morning. I'll be here in the morning, so we'll just move them. Put this here. Okay, those two are taken care of. The council, thanks for trying to help with that. You don't have to sit here for the rest of the misdemeanors if you don't want to. I was just hopeful that he might cooperate with you since you were there with him in person.
Yes, Judge, I was hoping to, but
Yeah,
he kept asking for his phone.
yeah, and you're so congenial, so
Oh, thank you, Judge.
very good relationship with him.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, so who should be next then?
Hopefully number 2.
Hi, sir, how are you? Can I have your name? I think it might be muted. If the jail can unmute him. If there's anybody at the jail, he needs to be unmuted.
Go ahead, sir.
All right, thank you. Sir, can I have your name?
Harry Joseph McMahon, sir.
Hi, I'm Judge Hazel. You're here today because you have a warrant out of Justice Court and you have a warrant out of City Court. I'm going to release you on all your charges on your city court cases. I'm going to set you for 9 a.m. on July 31st with Judge Maldonado. You're going to be released. You'll need to appear in city court at that time. Okay.
And
Let me go on to your other case and we'll take care of that. We'll go from there. Okay, your other case is a trespassing case as well. I'm going to release you, give you a new court date on July 14th at 8:30 in the morning with Judge Skeel with standard release conditions, including not to return to the location of the crime. So you are being released. Good luck to you, okay?
thank you.
Mhm. Hi, can I have your name, please?
Puncher?
103 is. Let's see, number 3. Okay, good morning, or good afternoon. I'm Judge Hazel. You're here today because you have some warrants from. Oh, scared me. You have some warrants from Justice Court for shoplifting. Do you understand why you're here today?
Yes.
What I'm going to do on these warrants is I'm going to set your bond on each of them at $100 and give you a new court date of Monday at 1 o'clock. And reappoint Mr. Isles to be your lawyer. You're going to have court on all 3 cases on Monday at 1 o'clock. Your total bond is $300. If you post that, you will be released. Otherwise, you'll remain in custody until Monday. Today's Friday afternoon, okay?
Okay.
So good luck to you.
Thank you.
Hi, can I have your name, please?
Dominic Trujillo.
Hi, I'm Judge Hazel. I'm here to conduct your initial appearance tonight. You're charged with disorderly conduct and preventing the use of 911. Do you understand why you're here today?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to release you, standard release conditions. Give you a new court date in Marana on August the 6th at 10 a.m. You must remain law-abiding, commit no acts of domestic violence, and appear in court in Marana on August the 6th at 10 a.m. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck to you, sir. You're being released.
Your Honor, pretrial services informed me that on Mr. Trujillo, the victim was trying to contact the court, but she just couldn't get through.
Well, we've been here the whole time. The phone hasn't ring. I've been sitting here for 2 hours. And I released him and I read her statement. She wants contact.
Okay. Okay, Judge. I just wanted to alert you because pretrial asked me to let you know.
Okay, that's fine, but we've all been here.
Okay.
You played that trick with me. No, I know that. They do your jobs. I know that. Can I have your name, please?
Nathaniel Castellum.
Hi, I'm Judge Hazel. You're here today because you have new charges out of the city of Tucson. Let's talk about those cases. You have a new case and then you also have a case already existing. I'm going to release you on these cases with standard release conditions with the additional condition, no contact with any victims. Your new court date is going to be July the 10th. You already have a court date at that time at 10 a.m. with Judge Millian in Tucson City Court. So you are being released. Standard release conditions are applying, but you must appear on court on both of your cases on July the 10th. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck to you.
Am I able to return back to my residence to get my things? The victim lives there.
You can call the police non-emergency number and do that.
All right, thank you.
Mhm.
Hello.
Hi, can I have your name, please?
Yes, it's on Jose Nicolas Olade, the third.
Hi, I'm Judge Hazel. Let me get your case up and we'll talk about it. You have a case out of the city of Tucson for assault and disorderly conduct. I'm going to release you. I'm going to give you a new court date. That new court date is going to be August the 12th in Tucson City Court in downtown Tucson at 1:30 p.m. You must appear at that time or a warrant will issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
Understand?
And standard release conditions will apply, including no contact with any victims. Don't return to the scene of the crime. If you have property at that location, you can call the police non-emergency number and they will go there with you.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. So just call the emergency number to get
A
my stuff.
non-emergency number. Do not call
Emergency.
911 for that purpose. Okay? You're all set.
Yeah,
Frankie? Over here, sir. Your Honor, Verdugo Margarita refused.
All right, thank you. Can you make a copy of this for me, please? Sir, I'll be right with you. You're right. You keep one and I keep one. I reset the AM on the other one. Sir, what is your name?
Hidalgo Garcia.
Okay, we need the public defender back. The prosecutor with us as well?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm here.
Okay, good, thank you.
Come back, Judge. Sorry
Okay,
about that.
that's all right, no problem. We had a bunch of people refuse, so it went a little faster than we thought. Okay, this is Mr. Hidalgo Garcia. Sir, you're here today charged with possession of dangerous drugs, possession of drug paraphernalia. Does the state have a position on this matter? I believe he has holds. Let me look again.
Yes, Your Honor, it looks like he has a probation or a parole violation warrant hold. The state was requesting a $500 bond for time credit.
Okay, and is the state allowing a steps hearing in this matter?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, attorney for the defendant.
So, Your Honor, I was hoping the state would do a motion to dismiss because it's 0.2 grams, but I completely understand it's the state's choice. So we have no objection to the court setting a steps hearing. We just ask for the standard 10-day preliminary hearing date, given that he will remain in custody because of the DOC hold.
Okay. All right, I will do the following. I will appoint the public defender to represent him. I will impose standard release conditions. I will set the matter for a step hearing on July 14th at 9 a.m. and a preliminary hearing at 1:30 p.m. on that day. And I am going to impose a $500 bond so he gets credit for time being in custody and also hopefully doesn't get transported to the Department of Corrections. So your next court date is the 14th. The prosecutor is allowing you to earn a dismissal, and your attorney will talk to you about that. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks. What happened to everything? Hi, sir. Can I have your name?
Joaquin.
Hi, I'm Judge Hazel. You're here today because you have new charges of burglary, theft of means of transportation, possession of narcotic drug, possession of drug paraphernalia, possession of burglary tools. You have an arrest warrant out of South Tucson, and you have multiple warrants out of the city of Tucson. Does the state have a position in this matter?
Yes, Your Honor, given the fact that he's a 6 out of 6, has multiple failures to appear and a lengthy criminal history, the state's asking for a $5,000 bond.
All right, thank you. Attorney for the defendant.
Judge, although Mr. Hakeem does seem to have 3 felony convictions in the past, and he's 6 on 6 and with some misdemeanor warrants, he's relatively young. I think nobody could talk to pretrial services on his behalf. But given his young age, Judge, we're asking you to consider release. But if you're not inclined to release him to pretrial services, we just ask that the bond be close to $1,000. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I'll just kind of work backwards on this. I'm going to, on his city of Tucson case, I'm going to release him set it for a video review, non-transport review, I'm sorry, on September the 5th and appoint a public defender to represent him. He has a couple warrants out of the city of Tucson, but I'm appointing him a lawyer, imposing standard conditions and setting him for a video review.
And was that 9 a.m., Judge?
Yes, it's yes, at 9 a.m. Thank you. On his felony charge, I am going to set a secured bond in the amount of $2,500, appoint the Office of the Public Defender, set the matter for preliminary hearing on July 14th at 1:30 p.m. in Superior Court with standard conditions, including no contact with any victims, don't return to the scene of the crime. If he is post the bond, he is going to be supervised by pretrial services. So, sir, your new court date on that is July the 14th. Let's go on to your South Tucson matter. I'm going to release you on your South Tucson matter and give you a new court date of July the 22nd at 10 a.m. in South Tucson. Standard release conditions will apply. So your total bond in these cases is $2,500, sir. Your new court date is the 14th. Good luck to you, sir.
Hey, Troy, have a seat over there. Next to him. Johnson. Come here, sir.
Hi, sir. I'm Judge Hazel. You're here today on charges of aggravated assault. Does the state have a position on this matter?
Yes, Your Honor, the state's asking for a $10,000 bond, given the history of violent behavior, the fact that this is a continued risk to the victim. The Form 4C indicates high risk. It was an instance of strangulation. And the court is aware of the ramifications of strangulation cases.
Absolutely.
He told her today is the day as he placed both of his hands around her neck and strangled her, and then threatened to kill her and her family. $10,000 bond.
Thank you. Attorney for the defendant?
Your Honor, Mr. Johnson has lived in Tucson for 21 years. I looked at the failure to appear score. Looks like he has no failures to appear in the last 2 years and does not have any failures to appear in the last 2 years and any violent convictions in the last 2 years. Given that he's just a 3 on 6, Judge, we are asking to consider release, but if Your Honor's not inclined, we ask for a bond of $5,000.
Thank you. I'm going to take the following actions in this matter. I'm going to appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent the defendant. I'm going to order that he not have any contact with any victims, don't go to any incident locations, and post standard other conditions of release. I'm going to set the matter for a preliminary hearing on July the 14th at 1:30 p.m. in Justice Court. I'm going to set the bond at $10,000 cash secured. If the bond is posted, I'm going to direct that he be supervised through pretrial services. Sir, your next court date is July the 14th at 1:30 p.m. in Justice Court. Good luck to you, sir.
Okay, Johnson, go ahead and stand up. If he has spoken with us. Oh. I see right here.
Hi, can I have your name, please?
Alexandria Brianna Mejias.
Hi, I'm Judge Hazel. You're here today charged with aggravated DUI and other charges, and also then they filed a separate criminal speeding charge against you. Does the state have a position on this matter?
Yes, Your Honor. The defendant has a lengthy criminal history with serious and violent offenses. She's on parole. She was driving 65 and a 30 and hit a median while police were trying to stop her. She admitted to smoking marijuana and meth and took the vehicle without permission from the owner. So the state is asking for a $10,000 bond in light of all of the circumstances.
She does have a parole hold as well. Attorney for the defendant?
Judge, the court just noted the parole hold. She can't get out of custody until September 16th. Given that's the case, we just asked the court to set a $2,000. Thank you.
Okay, so she has, the cases were separated. One is a criminal speeding out of justice court. On that one, I'm going to set a bond at $100 and appoint Robin Alt as her attorney. The reason for that is I don't want them to get separated. Give her a new court date of Monday at 1 o'clock with Judge Foreman because she does have the hold. Otherwise, I would have released her. Let's go on to her other case. On her felony DUI case, I am going to, again, she has the DOC hold. I'm going to set the bond at $1,000, set it for preliminary hearing on the 14th at 1:30 p.m. I am appointing the Office of the Public Defender to represent her. That'll be a cash secured bond of $1,000. If she posts it and she is released for some reason, she'll be supervised by pretrial services. Again, ma'am, your new court date is July the 14th at 1:30. I've set bonds in your case, but you do, as your lawyer just said, you do have a parole hold, meaning that you'll be in custody anyway. That way, this can help these cases get resolved here in Pima County before you go to prison. Good luck to you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Ricardo,
Good evening, Your Honor. Happy 4th of July.
Hi, thank you. What's your name?
Ricardo.
Okay, I'm Judge Hazel. You're here today because you have charges of unlawful flight from a law enforcement vehicle. Do you understand why you're here today?
I was going to ask for a moment with the public defendant. I was actually the one that
Judge, I think he wants to leave for a second. They just brought them down. So if I
That's fine. I don't want to
Thank
say
you.
anything against interest.
Judge, we're ready.
Okay. What's the state's recommendation? I did want to note too that he also has a immigration hold.
Yes, Your Honor. Pretrial services has indicated that he has no criminal history, no history of violence, no failures to appear, no pending charges. He's a 1-in-1 on the NCA FTA. And for all of those reasons, we would be requesting pretrial services, but due to the hold, we are asking for a $25 bond to allow time credit.
Attorney for the defendant.
That sounds good to me, Judge. A $25 bond is more than reasonable.
Okay. All right, sir. Based on the agreement of the parties, I'm going to set your bond at $25 because you do have a federal hold. I'm going to set the matter for a preliminary hearing on the 14th of July at 1:30 p.m. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. That'll be here at downtown Tucson at the Justice Court. If you are released and post the bond, you must appear in court at that time. Good luck to you, sir.
Sure.
Hi, can I have your name, please?
Cristobal Ramirez.
Hi, I'm Judge Basil. You're here today on new charges of possession of narcotic drug, possession of dangerous drugs. And you have a charge out of city court as well as resisting arrest and some other charge. I do note that on June the 9th, you were placed on probation. The state have a
Yep.
position on this matter?
Your Honor, given the charges and the fact that he was on release in 4 similar charges, he's a 6 and has a history of failing to appear, I would request a $2,500 bond and a steps hearing.
Okay. Attorney for the defendant?
Judge, sounds to me like Mr. Ramirez is experiencing a relapse situation. He's already on probation, as the state pointed out. I believe there is no probation hold yet, I suspect, because it's 4th of July. We are asking the court to set a steps hearing and give him one chance on pretrial services, so that way he can check in with both pretrial and his probation officer and explore the options of getting substance abuse treatment. He will contact his PO if the court were to release him today, Judge. So we are asking for one chance on pretrial services with a steps hearing. We will waive time if the court releases him today. Thank you.
All right, thank you. What I'm going to do is set a bond in the amount of $1,000 cash secured. Pretrial, if that bond is posted, appoint the Office of the Public Defender with standard release conditions. Set a steps hearing on the 14th at 9 a.m. and a preliminary hearing at 1:30 p.m. Sir, if you post the bond, you may be released if you do that before a probation violation is filed. It's probably likely they're going to file that. So your new court date on that is the 14th. And then on your Tucson City case, I'm going to release you, appoint a public defender to represent you. Set that matter for a non-transport review on September the 5th at 9 a.m. in city court. So on your city court charge, you are being released. Good luck to you, sir. Hi, sir. Can I have your name, please?
Jose Morosavala.
Hi, I'm Judge Hazel. You're here today on 2 things. You have a city court charge of paraphernalia and criminal trespass, and you have a new felony charge of cutting off your ankle bracelet. Does the state have a position on this matter?
Yes, Your Honor, given his history and the fact that he was on probation with GPS monitoring, state's asking for a $2,500 bond.
Thank you. Attorney for the defendant?
Judge, the jail just informed me that the probation department sent over a hold. Given that the hold's in place, we are asking you to consider setting a $500 bond for time purposes.
And the state has no objection to that, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to set the matter for a preliminary hearing on July the 14th at 1:30 p.m. I'm going to appoint the Office of the Public Defender. Standard release conditions will apply in this matter. Again, the preliminary hearing is going to be July the 14th at 1:30 p.m. That'll be a cash secured bond of $500. Pre-trial if the bond is posted. Then on your city court charge, I am going to release you. I'm going to set this matter for a non-transport review on September the 5th, 2025 at 9 a.m. I'm going to appoint the Office of the Tucson City Public Defender to represent the defendant in this matter. So on your Tucson case, sir, you're being released. Obviously, your lawyer just told you that you do have a hold out of the probation department. Good luck to you. That's the end of your cases, right? So if you need to leave whenever you're.
It's 1,000. I didn't catch the bond amount.
On which one?
On Savannah.
$100 that you all agreed to.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. Good.
Sir, can I have your name, please?
Edward Valenzuela.
Okay, you're here today on a charge of possession of dangerous drugs and 2 child support warrants. Do you understand why you're here today?
Yes, sir.
Does the state have a position on this matter?
Yes, Your Honor, given the warrants out of those child support cases, the state's asking for a $500 bond to allow for time credit.
Okay, and a step hearing as well?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Attorney for the defendant?
So, Judge, I have a probable cause challenge. M30 pills are narcotic drugs. The interim complaint cites to dangerous drugs. So I'd ask the court not to find probable cause and release Mr. Valenzuela pretrial services supervision. As to the child support warrants, Judge, it is our position that child support warrants violate Article 2, Section 18 of the Arizona Constitution, which mandates that there shall be no incarceration for debt unless in the case of fraud. I submit to the court that not paying child support is not fraud. So we ask the court to release matters and set a steps hearing, and we are willing to wait time for the preliminary hearing if the court releases him. Thank you.
All right, thank you. On the new judge charges, I'm going to set a steps hearing on the 14th and a preliminary hearing on the same date and time. I'm going to set the bond at $200, cash secured. I'm going to appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent the defendant. 14th on both of those dates. On the Superior Court warrants for child support, they both carry a $1,000 bond. I'm going to set the bond at $1,000 on each as the Superior Court judge has requested. That would be a cash bond to the outstanding child support. I'm setting those both for Monday at 11:30 a.m. in Superior Court with the child support hearing officer or judge. So, sir, you have court on the 7th and then the 14th. And good luck to you.
Judge, is there any way the court will consider release on the felony? I have a strong feeling. Oh, I'm sorry.
I made a decision. I want him to get credit.
Sure.
I think it's important that he do that and it doesn't get, I mean, if the state wants to dismiss it, they can do so.
Yes. Okay, Judge. Thank you so much. Okay.
Did I put some other amount? No, they agreed to $25. Hi, sir. Can I have your name?
Marco Antonio Leal.
I am Judge Hazel. You're here today on two separate felony complaints. One is for possession of a stolen gun. The other is disorderly conduct with a weapon and stalking and misconduct with a weapon. What is the state's position on these matters?
Your Honor, defendant was outside of his ex-girlfriend's house and her sister's house with a firearm threatening to kill himself. He called approximately 50 times. Both victims object to his release from custody and want no contact with him. He's currently on warrant status for a misdemeanor domestic violence case involving a different victim with an offense date of June 17th. I believe he's already demonstrated non-compliance with court orders and a failure to appear. So the state is asking, and I'm sorry, and he stole the firearm from his roommate and admitted to the police he had no intention of returning it. So the state is asking for $10,000 concurrent bonds on both cases.
Attorney for the defendant? You could wait, settle down.
Thank you. It's been a day, Judge.
Yeah. Well, at least one time I had the defendant throw up on the public defender, so at least you're doing better than that today.
Fair, that's fair. Not that happened to me, so I'm lucky, I guess.
But what's your position on this matter?
Yes, Judge. So I know the state pointed to some misdemeanor history. Judge, I don't see any misdemeanor history on the pretrial services report. But obviously the state has extra information than we do. But for purposes of today, given that Mr. Behar absolutely has no felony history, at least, and I understand the victims are objecting and whatnot, and he picked up 2 cases. But given that he's 1 on 6 on the NCA scale and 2 on 6 on the FTA scale, we are asking the court to consider releasing Mr. Behar. But if your honor's not inclined to do that, we ask that, given a complete lack of history, we ask you to consider $1,000.
Okay, thank you. On the disorderly conduct and misconduct with weapons charges, I'm going to set the matter for a preliminary hearing on July the 14th at 1:30 p.m. with standard conditions. Additional conditions are no contact with any victim, don't return to incident locations, appoint the office of the public defender. Additional conditions, if he is released, he's not to possess any weapons. He has any weapons, they must be surrendered. That is, I'm going to post a $7,500 cash secured bond. If he is released, he'll be supervised through pretrial services. Let's go on to his other matter. I don't have the authority to set concurrent bonds because these are 2 separate cases. On the other case, I'm going to set a bond at $100. So it'll have the practical effect of being a concurrent bond. That matter will also be on July the 14th. The same release conditions will apply. Of course, I'm appointing the office of the public defender to represent him in all matters. So the total bond in this amount is $7,600. Good luck to you, sir.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Just about the bond.
Let me
They can. No. No, one's 7,500 and one's 100. No. No, they can't be legally. They're 2 separate cases. Sir, can I have your name, please?
Samuel Venegas.
Hi, I'm Judge Hazel. You're here today on charges of criminal trespass, criminal damage, and disorderly conduct. Does the state have a position on this case? I do note that the defendant was on probation recently and had his probation unsuccessfully terminated. What is the state?
Yes, Your Honor. The state, given that the defendant broke into a residential home with 2 victims present, and he shattered the sliding glass door and smeared blood throughout the house, the state is asking for a $5,000 warrant, or bond, I'm sorry.
Thank you. Attorney for the defendant.
Judge, the facts of this case are rather sad. I don't know if this is accurate, but I think Mr. Venegas was trying to get help with his injuries, and I think he was flustered and he didn't. Yeah, I understand. And he didn't quite understand what he was doing. The interim complaint charges him with trespassing. I usually see burglary on similar situations. Not to say that during the okay, I'm not. So not to say that the state can indict him for burglary, but given that this is just a trespass, it's a class 6 felony. We are asking the court to consider releasing Mr. Venegas. He's clearly injured from what he's showing me, and he reports to me that he is also doing his best to find the child.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to take the following action in this matter. I'm going to appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent the defendant in this matter. I'm going to set a $1,000 cash secured bond if released through pretrial services. Standard release conditions will apply with additional conditions. Don't return to the scene of the crime, not have any contact with any victims. I'm going to set this matter for a preliminary hearing on July the 14th at 1:30 p.m. in Justice Court here down in downtown Tucson. Sir, your next court date is going to be July the 14th. If you post a bond, you'll be released, but you must be supervised by pretrial services. If you don't post the bond, you'll remain in custody until your next hearing. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
Is there anything further from the state this evening?
4th of July, Your Honor. Have a great evening.
Anything further from the defense?